guys, welcome to Movement Monday. I have a wonderful, quick pelvic floor and core and hip stretch break where we're going to relax and recharge. Let's get right to it. All you're going to need is a chair and a wall. Let's get started. You're going to want to make sure that your chair is not going to scoot around as you stretch. So you might want to prop your chair up against a wall. I'm showing it not against the wall, but I have a pretty sturdy chair, so just be careful with this. You're going to shift forward and back, really feeling that stretch. Right now my left foot is up on the chair, and so I feel that nice stretch in the front of my right hip. Just gently moving around, getting the joints nice and lubricated. Now you're going to open up that hip, internally and externally rotating. Just move in a way that feels good. You can get your whole body kind of into it, moving and sinking into the stretch as you externally and internally rotate the hip. Breathe steadily and just enjoy this feeling of loosening things up, lubricating that joint. So now straighten the leg that's on the chair, toes point up toward the ceiling. You can slightly bend your standing leg at the knee. Keep your spine straight and long and hinge forward from your hips, feeling that nice back of the leg hamstring stretch on your leg that's up on the chair. Keep breathing. Inhale, extend your spine, and then exhale, fold a little bit farther forward. Again, your standing leg can be slightly bent, and even the straight leg up on the chair can also be slightly bent. Now, come on up on your next inhale and rock yourself up. We're going to repeat the same sequence on the other side. So again, you want to make sure that that chair is nice and sturdy. Prop it up against a wall if you need to, so that it doesn't slip. So begin just by shifting your weight forward and back, loosening up that hip joint. And now as we rotate that right leg that's up on the chair, you feel that internal and external rotation, lubing up that hip joint of the leg that's up on the chair. For me, it's my right leg. Ease into it, sink into it. I'm holding the wall for support, which you can do as well. Now straighten the leg that's up on the chair. Hinge forward from the hips and feel that nice hamstring stretch. Both legs can be slightly bent, one or both legs. Play with this, see what you can do. Try to keep your spine straight and long. And as you inhale, straighten. And as you exhale, really fold and sink into the stretch. Hinging forward from the hips as much as you can. There will be some rounding in the back, that's okay, but really try to hinge from your hips. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, fold and sink into the stretch. It feels so good. One more nice deep breath. And then come on out of the stretch. This is something you can do anytime, at work, at home. So let's move on to some floor work. You're going to want to pull out a yoga mat if you have it, or maybe a blanket. And we're going to start by going into a couple of variations of a deep squat. So you can either be in a deep squat position with your toes pointed slightly outward and your elbows pressing out against your inner thighs. This is one variation. Please know that you can always hold onto a chair or couch for support. Now I'm going to show you a variation that I call frog on a shelf. Now, look how I'm snuggling my elbows, my bent elbows, underneath my thighs. I am actually supporting my thighs on my bent elbows. In just a little bit, I'm going to show you a side view, so you don't have to move when I move, but I'm going to show you a different view so you can really see what's going on. Remember to stay in this position if you're in this frog on a shelf, or you can just look at a different angle. Notice that my hands are basically in line with my feet. Now you can have your hands in fists if it's too much on your wrists to have them flat on the ground. But either way, just play with your weight and your positioning, shift around a little bit, And you should find that this is actually a really nice groin stretch, inner thigh area stretch, pelvic floor stretch, and ultimately feels relaxing once you get the hang of it. Remember also that you can be in a plain, deep squat and not this full frog on a shelf position, as I like to call it. One more deep breath, and then carefully come on out of it. Come onto your hands and knees, and we're going to move into either downward dog, where you walk out your legs one side at a time, really pressing through the heel on each side. Or you can come into puppy pose. Now, puppy pose is going to be shown on the video in just a second. So either stay in downward dog or move down into puppy pose as shown in the little inset picture. In puppy pose, you want your hips directly over your knees, and your forehead can actually be on the floor if that's comfortable for you. But if you're in the full downward dog, really think about rotating your tailbone up toward the ceiling, keeping your spine long, and really shining your sit bones up and back toward the back of the room, up and back, opening and widening your sit bones. That's really going to help release and open your pelvic floor muscles. Breathe deeply in this position. One more nice deep breath. Your knees can be bent. Spine is long. And then come on down. Take a little tiny break in child's pose here, just a quick little child's pose break, and then roll it up one vertebra at a time. And our final pose is one of the most rejuvenating resting poses there are. It is so wonderful. You're going to want to sidle your bottom right up next to the corner of the wall. So really get your bottom right up next to the corner. Then come down through your elbow onto your side, and then roll onto your back. And this is legs up the wall pose. So get comfortable here. Depending on how flexible your hamstrings are, you might need to have your bottom a little bit further away from the wall. If you're very flexible, you can shimmy your bottom and scoot your bottom right up next to the corner of the wall. So breathe deeply in this pose with your arms stretched out to the sides. So important for anyone who tends to spend a lot of their day at the computer or hunched over a desk. Open up those arms. Open up your chest and just breathe deeply. Relax. Enjoy this feeling of just relaxing and breathing. And you can stay in this position for as long as you want. I'm going to be in for a couple more breaths. You can always stay longer. Just know that this is wonderful for resting, but also rejuvenating and bringing blood flow back to the core of your body, back to your heart, back to your head. One more deep breath. And then wiggle out your toes and wiggle out your fingers. Bend your knees and place your feet flat on the wall. And then just roll to your side. Take a moment lying on your side. Say to yourself, I've got this for the rest of the day. You are ready. You are rejuvenated. Go ahead and sit up on your knees or on your seat. Maybe on your chair, maybe in a cross-legged position. Take a deep breath in and exhale, hands at your heart. Nice job. This pelvic floor stretch break is something that you can do several times throughout the day, whenever you need it. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you got value from this video, please subscribe to my channel. I create new videos every week. And always feel free to stop by my website, FemFusionFitness.com. As always, remember, eat clean, move every day, and you will shine brighter. Thanks so much for watching.